Yo, what's up, guys? What's your brand new video on Prize Picks? Today we got plays for Counterstrike, NFL, and the NBA. So it's going to be a pretty big video, and it is Wednesday right now, so we're giving plays to set us up for the rest of the week. Now, let's go ahead and talk about how we've been doing recently, because the VIP has been doing pretty well, and we're just going to get right into it. Why has the VIP doing well? Because we've been using these same correlation strategies that are just straight up profitable strategies, right? That's literally the only way to say it. They are profitable in the long run. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what that looks like right here. So if we go over here and take map 1 kills, right? And then we want to look for a game. There's one I found in particular earlier on, right down here, which is actually, I think, the bottom one right here. So it's B8 versus Falcons. And why does this matter? This matters because if I show you guys the exact odds for this specific game, right? Where is it at? Upcoming. And I'll show you guys the exact odds for this specific game. It shows you that one of these teams is significantly favored compared to the other, right? This is the game we're looking at. We got B8 here at plus 250 and Falcons at minus 400, right? And there's only one game in these, right? It's not like a best of 3 or anything like that. It's literally just map 1, win, and you're through, right? That is literally the way that this works, and that's what they give us as the lines. So we have Team Falcons right here who are significantly favored to win this game, right? And it's just one game. And we have B8 who are significantly favored to not win this game. And if you guys know anything about CS2, you'll know that when there is a long game in CS2, there's going to be a lot of eliminations, right? And what a long game looks like is exactly like this, right? A 13-9 or a 13-7, where there's a lot of rounds being played. So there's a maximum of, well, 25 rounds to be played in a single game. Oftentimes, if it gets that close, it even goes to overtime, right? And if there are a lot of rounds in a CS2 game, that means that players are just going to be filling up their stat sheets, right? So I'll show you down here. This is one that we picked out as a pretty long game. You've got players at 39, 33, 31, 25, 24 eliminations. So most of these guys actually hit on the overs because this was a long game. Now, we can use that knowledge and know that, well, in Counter-Strike, it's only a long game if the two teams are evenly matched, winning, trading games and all of that stuff, trading rounds. It's not going to be a long game if one team is significantly better than the other one, right? So I'm going to just try to find an example of that for you guys right here. This is a perfect one, right? This Oromond team went 13-0. That was a 13-round game, which is the quickest you can have. And if we check the stats out right here, not only did the team that lost go on the unders, right? If you're just getting 7, 7, 5, 4, 5 kills, you're not going to hit your usual map 1 kills line, right? Their usual map 1 kills line is around 12 to 14, right? So they all went on the under because they lost and they did pretty bad. Even the guys on the team that won, not all of them went on the over, right? 14, 15, 16, 16, and 4, right? Some of these guys didn't go on the over either. And the reason that is because the game wasn't very long, right? Even if they lost a couple maps, maybe the game would have been a little longer, right? So if we look at the whole thing, a lot of these players actually went on the under because they lost by a ton, and it was a short game. Now, if you're still listening, you should know exactly what this means. This means that we can correlate 2 players on the same team in order to go the same way, right? So in this case, we're taking 2 players on B8, and I'm going to show you guys exactly which 2 players I like. If you want, you can even take him here. This is a little bit of a cool technique. If you take him here, or if you take one of the other here, go like that, you can maybe even see if you can find yourself with a little bit of a better payout. You just got to click around and see if you can get the better payout. Sometimes it lets you, sometimes it doesn't. It really is so weird the way that PrizePicks does these payouts. But why are we taking these 2 guys on the under? The reason is because we think this team is not going to have a good game, right? We've been over this. This team is not going to have a good game because they're just not a better, there's a worse team, right? Straight up. And this is exactly what I said. If you just click around, you could be able to find 2 players on the same team that go under together, and then you can get a 2.75x payout, which is what you're looking for, right? So if this one team has a bad game, there's only one map. If this one team has a bad game, we're getting paid out for 2 things. That's the crux of correlation betting, right? You want to get paid out for 2 different outcomes, even though you're only betting on 1 different outcome, right? And in the long run, that is a profitable strategy. If if you hop over to the NBA, right, and you say, well, I want to take Hero over on points and Leonard under on points, right? These are super uncorrelated plays, right? This is happening in Atlanta while this is happening in Dallas. They literally have nothing to do with each other, right? So here you're betting on one outcome to get one payout, and here you're betting on one outcome to get one payout, right? That is very not even, right? That's exactly what PrizePicks wants you to do. Here we're betting on one outcome that gives us two different payouts, right? Two different greens. So that's exactly what correlation play is, but you know we can't take two of the same team and just submit our lineup like that. So we're hopping over to the NFL, and we are going to go ahead and slam this duo. We got Jared Goff going to longest reception. We got Jameson Williams. This is paying out a 9x. Absolutely insane, guys. Most random formats pay out a 10x. So if you're getting a 9x from this, you're doing something right, pretty much. So why are we taking Jared Goff and JMO on the overs right here? Well, it's pretty simple. This Dallas passing defense is absolutely terrible, right? I'll show you guys how they've fared recently, right? Against the Chiefs, Mahomes went for 4 touchdowns, 261 yards, and Rashee Rice, the number 1 receiver, popped off for 90 yards. Against the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, a quarterback who really doesn't throw the ball that much, had 289 yards, and A.J. Brown had 110 yards against them. Even against the Raiders, Geno Smith managed to get a pretty good game with only throwing 1 interception, which is great for his standards. 238 yards, and the number 1 pass catcher on this team went over, right? So it is very, very correlated right here. Against the Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett, 260 yards. Marv got 96 of them. So what does this mean? This means that in all of the last 4 games the Cowboys have played, not only has the quarterback looked really good and got on the over most of the time, the number 1 wide receiver, or pass catcher in this case, is consistently being the one to get a lot of production and absolutely dominate the Cowboys defense, right? Now, we can take that same blueprint and go over to Jameson Williams, and we can see, well, Jared Goff is probably going to have a great game because this Dallas passing defense is not good. Jameson Williams is going to profit off of Jared Goff having a good game. That's correlation right there, right? If Goff has a good game, J-Mo is going to have a good game, right? And usually you want to go, well, if we're taking passing yards, maybe we should just take receiving yards, right? Because as Goff increases his passing yards, Jameson Williams is going to increase his receiving yards. They can even do it in the same play, right? That's perfect correlation. You're thinking along the right lines now, if that's what you were thinking. But right here, it's a little bit different. So the problem is, right over here, PrizePicks has caught on, right? We've been doing this for years now. PrizePicks goes, wait, we're not going to let you take our money anymore, right? So what they do is they bump this payout down to 7.5x, right? And they go, you'll be happy with that, right? 7.5x? Hell no. 7.5x is terrible, right? We used to get paid 10x for this stuff. So that's what we do. We see this as a profitable strategy. So we pivot and we take longest reception, right? You love the line movements here. Jameson Williams, if you can get him at 26.5 versus 27.5, I mean, like, PrizePicks just loves flipping around their lines every time you want to take it. It's absolutely insane. And I feel I got this theory where if you just hold the under on this something, the line will actually move for you, which is a little bit crazy, right? I don't know what PrizePicks is doing there, right? But you basically, the idea is taking them both on the over right here, because as Goff has a great game, J-Mo's going to have a great game, right? That's simple correlation. I just showed you that with all these other teams, right? Who had a good game? Jalen Hurts. Who had a great game? A.J. Brown, right? That's the exact same thing that we're doing here. And this is giving us a 9x payout, which is absolutely fabulous. So this is a perfect example of a 4-man profitable slip. And this is the kind of thing that, I'm going to be honest, guys, it takes time to build out on your own. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to build on your own, which is why you join the VIP, because I literally do this every single day for you guys. Just sent out a couple more entries to the VIP right over here. We got a couple of VIP entries, right? It's just going crazy, right? All you got to do is click the link and tail. Now, let's get into probably the most important part of this video, which is why I'm saving it towards closer to the end. You guys can get a free week of VIP if you just text me the word VIP. At this number right here, you text me this word, and what I'm going to do is help you sign up for any of these apps using my code. And once you're all good there, I'll get you on the free week of VIP. Easiest money you're going to make this season. Now, let's get into the NBA plays, because I do have a couple NBA plays for you. First up, we're going over to this Knicks versus Hornets game. And a lot of people probably aren't going to watch this game, and I won't blame them, because, I mean, the Hornets look terrible right now. They just lost to Brooklyn. But there's actually some money to be made right here, right? And really what you want to be doing is fading the Hornets on the rebounds, right? The Knicks are such a good rebounding team, it cannot be overstated, right? You got Karl Anthony Towns, who's getting around 12 rebounds a night. Then you got Mitchell Robinson, the backup big, who is getting around 7 or 8 rebounds a night, right? Consistently, that's already 20 rebounds just by the bigs, right? And usually that's where it would stop for most teams, right? Just the bigs are getting the majority of the rebounds, and the guards will get it if they fall to them. But this is a huge thing right here. The Knicks just have an extra 9 rebounds in their bag because Josh Hart is an absolute monster, right? He's getting rebounds from a position that usually doesn't, right? So now we're looking, and you obviously got the other guards who are getting the regular amount of rebounds. McHale, Brunson, McBride, right? You know how it be. But now we could look at the Hornets players on their rebounds and just try to fade the unders. And right here I'm taking Con Knipple. Number one, Con Knipple's basically all of his lines are a little bit inflated right now because the public is, all over him because he's winning the Rookie of the Year race right now. He looks insane, right? And everybody's hearing about this man. They're hearing his name. PrizePicks is going to bump the line up because they know people want to take the over, right? Nobody's going to hear about this guy on some YouTube essay or on TV somewhere and go take his under, right? People don't do that. So Con on the under is actually what we're doing because this is a valuable play. He's only actually barely gone over this when he has, and those were against weaker rebounding teams. Brooklyn, Toronto, Atlanta. Now he plays the Knicks, and if we look at last time he played the Knicks, he only had 4 rebounds. This one feels very, very solid. Now, we're moving into the next one. We're unclicking this game, and we're going to Milwaukee and Detroit. This one is going to be a movie. You got Cade Cunningham at 27.5. You got Giannis at 31.5. And no matter how many red bars is on here, I'm still not going to take Giannis on the under. It's just a very, very volatile play that, you never really know which way it could go. You got Cade there, and you got Jalen Duren. So there are several other options you could take right here. But the one that I'm personally going to take is I'm just going to keep it simple and take Cade Cunningham on the over on points. Now, Cade has stepped up big time when it comes to just being in the clutch for this team, right? A lot of people saying he's going to win Clutch Player of the Year. Honestly, I really don't know. That award is very fluky, so it could really be anybody, let's be real. Probably going to matter towards the end of the season. But Cade Cunningham right here, 27.5 points. I think it's just a tad too low. If it was at 28.5 or 29.5, probably wouldn't have batted an eye or looked at this play. But 27.5 feels a little too low, especially in a game against the Bucks where if he just gets hot a little bit, he's going to be shooting up a ton of shots. He's going to have the ball in his hands for the majority of the game. And it's one of those games where it's probably going to go the distance. This one might actually be a very close game down the stretch. And if it is end up being exactly that, Cade is going to have the ball a ton. Cade is going to get to the bucket a ton. So I like Cade on the over at 27.5 points. Those are my 2 plays for the NBA, and you already saw the format we built out. If you want more like that, join the VIP. And if you just want more free plays, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you all in the next one. Let's make some money.